Love, loss, and loneliness are easy to say and difficult to express. Many express it, but few hide it. And that was when the story started for Pietro Maximoff. At the age of 10, while watching American sitcoms with his family, a mortar shell hit their apartment building, killing Maximoff's parents while trapping him and his sister. Maximoff led Wanda under their bed to take shelter from the collapsing building. Thereon, the sweet childhood, which was supposed to be lived happily, got disrupted, and a horrifying life took its start. A second shell then hit the structure and landed 3 feet in front of them, but did not go off. Maximoff and Wanda were left trapped under the rubble for 2 days, terrified for their lives as they waited to be rescued while staring at the unexploded missile, which bore the name Stark Industries. What would you have done if you were in his place at the age of 10? All he chose was to protest against the people who destroyed his sweet home and turned it into ashes. The traumatic experience gave the twins a great hatred for Tony Stark and later the Avengers. At the same time, Pietro became highly protective of his sister. Driven by this hatred growing up, they often took part in and would lead anti-United States protests against the Avengers, searching for ways to bring the group down. This constant political activity put Pietro and Wanda on S.H.I.E.L.D.'s radar as a potential threat to world security, as well as Hydra's. The twins did not know that the riots were put together by Hydra, who had taken up residence in the country and were using its conflict as a cover for their illegal experiments. Dr. List, desiring to see what effect the Scepter's power would have on live humans, approached several Sokovian rioters, including the Maximoff twins, and offered them the opportunity to achieve the power needed to free their country from war. Upon exposure to the Scepter, the other volunteers did not survive, but Pietro and Wanda experienced drastic changes, with unlocked latent supernatural powers within them. Pietro was now able to move at superhuman speeds with enhanced durability and perception. That was when the Quicksilver made its way out. Soon after Pietro and Wanda's abilities had been unlocked, the Avengers arrive and raided the Hydra research base, attempting to defeat Hydra and take the Scepter. He had the powers now. All that he was waiting for was to fight. Avengers were the first on the list who tasted his medicine. He fought with Hawkeye and Captain America there, after which he returned to the inside of the base. He saw Tony Stark there and recommended that they kill him, as they intended to do so for years, but Wanda refused. Little did we know it would change their life altogether. Joining Ultron was what awaited him. Ultron explained that he intended to destroy the Avengers to bring about real change, and wanted the Maximoffs to help him complete his plans. Pietro told Ultron the story of how he and Wanda had lost their parents due to a Stark Industries missile. Although they were initially unsure, Ultron assured the twins that they would use their powers to kill the Avengers, noting that while he and Pietro could defeat them with strength, Wanda would be able to tear them apart from the inside. Pietro and Wanda accompanied Ultron in acquiring Ulysses Claw's supply of vibranium. Wanda curiously explored Ultron's mind and was horrified to learn of Ultron's true plans, which involved the genocide of humanity in its entirety. With Pietro, Wanda abandoned Ultron. Too late is far better than never. This is exactly what he did by assisting the Avengers in the fight at Seoul against Ultron and his army. His sole intention was to save the people over there from the harsh result of the battle. He assisted Captain America in the fight, and deep down repents for being the bridge for Ultron's plan. After the battle, the Maximoffs were taken to Avengers Tower in New York City by Steve Rogers. There, they discovered that Tony Stark was attempting to program Ultron's being in the regeneration cradle with Jarvis. Rogers ordered Stark to terminate the program as it was too dangerous. Stark refused, so Maximoff used his incredible speed to unplug and damage the machine. As he took a moment, he noticed a bullet coming up from the ground below him. Before he could react, the glass he was standing on shattered, and he was captured by Clint Barton, who mocked him using the same phrase Maximoff taunted him with earlier. Pietro and Wanda then agreed to help the Avengers to stop Ultron and save Sokovia, where he would be enacting his final plan. Pietro took a new uniform and threw a red jacket at Wanda for her to wear, and joined the Avengers. Pietro stayed silent, still unsure of trusting the Avengers in the long term. However, he shared their intention to save the lives of his friends. Quicksilver went into different houses and told the people who were still there to leave the city and bring nothing with them.
We're under attack! Clear the city, now!
He then went to a young woman and told her to evacuate. Using his speed, Quicksilver took out numerous robots as he charged across the city, tearing them apart and keeping the people still in the city safe. Quicksilver came across Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye, who were working together in their own battle against the Ultron sentries. As they walked to their next mission, Quicksilver charged in and picked up his sister before running away with her in his arms and teasing Barton, calling him an old man and telling him to keep up. Even in between the fights, he never missed the chance to mock Barton. Quicksilver carried Wanda into the center of a fight between the local police and some sentries. They worked together to tear the machines apart, while the police chief ordered his men not to fire upon the Maximoffs. However, during the battle, he was accidentally shot in the arm by one of the officers. The wound was minor and non-life-threatening. During the civilians' evacuations nearing the end of the battle, Ultron, as a last measure, hijacked the Avengers' Quinjet and began to fire its Gatling gun at civilians attempting to board the helicarrier lifeboats. He saw Hawkeye in imminent danger when he ran back to secure a young boy, so Pietro ran to aid them without a second thought. Running into the path of the bullets, Quicksilver used his own body to shield them from the gunfire, saving both their lives. After the dust settled, the bullet-ridden Pietro then took one last glance at Barton, remarking if he saw that coming.
You didn't see that coming?
Before collapsing dead from his many gunshot wounds. Captain America rushed to help, but it was too late. Pietro's body was taken onto a lifeboat by Barton and Rogers. His sister, Wanda Maximoff, sensed his death through her psychic powers. Wanda kept a picture of a young Maximoff in her room in the Avengers compound, as well as a stuffed animal resembling Pietro, although it was difficult for her to talk about her deceased twin. During one such conversation between Wanda and Vision, she reflected that the only thing that would have given her comfort was to see Maximoff again. Selflessness has a price attached to it, which he gave in the form of his life. His sole purpose from the very beginning was to save the people out there. And even in the end, he saved lives by sacrificing himself.
Wanda, if you stay here, you'll die.
I just did. Do you know how it felt? It felt like that.
Have you come across Wanda's life? Well, if not, click on the link and it'll take you on a tour of Wanda's journey.